Let's be honest. The moment someone says data governance, a lot of people hear something else. More approvals, more restrictions, more meetings that could have been an email. And somehow, things move slower, not safer. But what if we've been using the word governance wrong? Because good governance doesn't put sand in the gears. It puts oil in the engine. It reduces the second-guessing. It cuts down rework. It gives people the confidence to move fast without gambling with risk.
Welcome back to the B.I channel, where data meets decisions. I'm Ethan Nikiema. I spend a lot of time thinking about global systems, scale, and the practical reality of how organizations use data responsibly, across teams, time zones, and regulations. Today we're talking about building data governance that empowers people instead of trapping them. If your BI environment feels chaotic, inconsistent, or a little risky, this is the structure you've been missing. Not the heavy structure. The kind that actually works. Before we get into frameworks and tactics, I want to zoom out. Because governance isn't just a company problem, it's a world problem. And what good governance looks like can change depending on where you operate. In the United States, you often see speed first. Innovation culture is strong. Teams experiment quickly. The trade-off is that governance maturity can vary a lot. Some companies have tight, modern practices. Others have a messy patchwork of rules that only show up when something breaks. In Europe, governance tends to be shaped by regulation. GDPR didn't just create compliance checklists, it pushed a whole governance culture. People think more explicitly about consent, purpose, data rights, and accountability. The upside is clarity. The risk is that governance can become overly legalistic if it's not translated into day-to-day operations. Across parts of Asia, you'll find rapid digital scale. When businesses grow fast, the data grows faster. Governance can't be a committee that meets quarterly. It has to keep pace with expansion, with new products launching, new markets opening, and new systems being added constantly. In many African markets, mobile-first ecosystems change the game. Data is created and consumed differently. There are unique challenges around identity, infrastructure, and fragmentation, but also opportunities to build modern governance practices without inheriting decades of legacy bureaucracy. In Latin America, analytics adoption is accelerating, but governance looks different across industries and organizational sizes. You can see world-class practices in one company, and in another, the same department might be running 3 versions of the truth in 3 separate dashboards. Now, here's the common global pattern underneath all that variety. Organizations are moving away from rigid, centralized governance and toward adaptive governance. Governance that can flex with the business instead of forcing the business to slow down to match the governance process. So what does modern data governance actually mean? Let's strip away the baggage and get practical. First idea. Governance is not control. Governance is clarity. If you only remember one line from today, make it that. Clarity is what creates speed. Without clarity, every analysis becomes a debate. Every meeting turns into, where did you get that number? Every dashboard needs an interpretation. And then teams stop trusting data and start trusting whoever has the loudest argument. Real governance answers 3 simple questions. What data do we have? Who owns it? And how should it be used? Not, how do we block people from using it? Not, how do we make them file a ticket? Just, what exists, who's responsible, and what's the safe, intended way to apply it? That's the game. Now let's talk structure. There are 4 pillars that show up again and again in modern governance. And if you get these right, a lot of the chaos disappears without adding friction. Pillar 1 is ownership. Every important dataset needs a named owner, not a vague shared mailbox, not the data team. A person or a role with accountability. Ownership doesn't mean they do all the work. It means they're the decision point. If definitions change, if a business rule is unclear, if a number looks wrong, people know who to go to. And that alone can save hours, sometimes days, of back and forth. Pillar 2 is standards. Standards sound boring until you don't have them. Standards are consistent definitions, consistent formats, consistent rules. What counts as an active customer? When does revenue get recognized in reporting? Which time zone is the timestamp using? What is the official source for product hierarchy? If those answers vary by team, you're not just losing time. You're creating competing realities. Standards reduce confusion, reduce rework, and reduce the need for everyone to build their own translation layer. Pillar 3 is access. This is where a lot of governance programs get emotional, because it touches power and risk. Modern access is about balance. The right people get the right data at the right time. Not everything for everyone, but also not nothing unless you fill out 3 forms and wait 2 weeks. Access done well feels almost invisible. People can do their jobs. Sensitive data is protected. Auditors can see controls. And the business doesn't feel punished for wanting insight. Pillar 4 is quality. Governance isn't just about definitions and permissions. It's also about whether the data is accurate, complete, and reliable enough to support decisions. Quality doesn't mean perfection. It means fitness for purpose. Your executive KPI dashboard needs a higher quality bar than an early exploration dataset. Modern governance recognizes that different use cases require different quality thresholds, and it creates transparency about what you can trust and what you're still validating. So if the pillars are relatively straightforward, why do so many governance efforts fail? Why does governance get the reputation of being a blocker? The first reason is speed. Traditional governance often moves at the pace of a committee. Approvals can take weeks. Meanwhile, the business needs answers today. When that happens, teams don't wait. They work around it. They export spreadsheets. They rebuild pipelines. They create shadow dashboards. And governance loses legitimacy. Second reason, rigidity. Old models assume you can define rules once and then enforce them forever. But new use cases show up constantly. Suddenly there's a new product, a new regulatory risk, a new AI initiative, a new partner integration. If governance can't adapt quickly, it becomes outdated the moment it's published. Third, centralization. When one group is the gatekeeper for everything, that group becomes the bottleneck. Even if they're talented and well-intentioned, they can't scale to every request, every business unit, every data domain. Fourth, governance becomes too technical. If business teams can't understand it, they don't participate in it. They see governance as something IT does, or the data people do. But governance only works when it's a shared language between the business and the technical teams. And fifth, governance gets disconnected from decisions. It becomes a checklist, a compliance exercise, a set of documents no one reads. If governance doesn't visibly improve how decisions are made, it will always be seen as overhead. So what does governance look like when it actually works in the real world? Let's turn this into a practical build plan. Step 1. Create lightweight data policies. Lightweight means short, clear, and actionable. Not a 50-page manifesto. Policies should answer questions like, what data is considered sensitive? How should it be shared? What happens when an issue is found? Who has authority to approve certain access levels? If your policy can't be understood by a busy leader in a few minutes, it's not a policy, it's a museum exhibit. Step 2. Assign data stewards inside each business unit. This is where governance gets faster. A data steward is not a bureaucrat. A good steward is a translator and a decision facilitator. They know the business context, they understand how metrics should be interpreted, and they partner with central data teams to keep definitions and usage consistent. Decentralized governance doesn't mean uncontrolled governance. It means distributed ownership with shared standards. That's how you scale without choking the system. Step 3. Build a data catalog or improve the one you already have. A catalog is your map. Without it, your organization is basically driving at night with no headlights, hoping the road is where it used to be. A useful catalog makes data discoverable. It makes definitions explicit. It shows ownership. It shows lineage, when possible. And it gives people a starting point so they don't rebuild what already exists. Step 4. Implement tiered access. A simple way to think about this is, not everyone needs everything, but everyone needs something. Tiered access might include broad access to curated, non-sensitive datasets, and more controlled access to regulated or personally identifiable information. And the goal is to make those rules predictable. People don't get frustrated when they understand the system. They get frustrated when the system feels random. Step 5. Align governance with decision workflows. This is the part too many teams skip. Governance cannot live in a separate universe. It needs to show up where decisions happen. In BI dashboards, in data products, in analytics intake processes, in model development pipelines. Ask yourself, when a leader asks, "Can I trust this KPI?" what mechanism provides the answer? When a team launches a new dashboard, what mechanism ensures it uses standard definitions? When a dataset is promoted from experimental to official, what mechanism marks that transition? If governance is embedded into these everyday moments, it becomes an accelerator instead of a gate. Now let's look forward, because governance is changing fast. Over the next decade, a few shifts are going to redefine how serious organizations manage data. First, AI-assisted governance. More classification, tagging, and monitoring will be automated. Instead of humans manually labeling everything, AI will help detect sensitive content, detect unusual access patterns, and suggest standard definitions based on usage. Second, real-time policy enforcement. Policies won't be a document you reference after the fact. They'll be applied instantly, inside platforms, with tooling that can enforce rules at the point of access and at the point of sharing. Third, governance will be treated as a product. That means roadmaps, owners, service levels, and KPIs. The same way you'd run a customer-facing product. Because governance has users, analysts, engineers, leaders, compliance teams. And if the governance experience is terrible, they'll avoid it. Fourth, global governance harmonization. Multinational companies will keep pushing toward unified definitions and shared controls across regions. Not because every country is identical, but because the business needs consistent decision-making. The challenge will be designing frameworks that respect local regulation while still producing one coherent operating model. And fifth, governance for AI models. As organizations lean harder into machine learning and generative AI, model governance becomes inseparable from data governance. You'll need clarity on training data, bias controls, model lineage, monitoring, and accountability when models influence real-world decisions. Alright, let's bring it home with a few key takeaways you can use immediately. Governance is clarity, not control. If your governance effort feels like control, people will fight it. If it feels like clarity, people will adopt it. Modern governance should be lightweight, adaptive, and decentralized. Central standards, distributed stewardship, and tools that make the right thing the easy thing. The 4 pillars are ownership, standards, access, and quality. If you're overwhelmed, start there. Strengthen those 4 and everything else gets simpler. And finally, good governance accelerates BI, AI, and decision intelligence. It reduces rework, improves trust, and lets organizations move faster with less risk.
If this episode helped you rethink governance, follow the BI channel for more global insights on BI, AI, and decision intelligence. And share it with the people in your organization who are shaping governance strategy, especially if they still think governance has to mean bureaucracy. The BI channel, where data meets decisions.